Hello and a very good evening. You're now with me, Razi Ahmad, for TVS English News at 5. Let us begin with some updates on GE15. The state will focus on its digitalization effort in the bid to build an inclusive digital society, while at the same time to promote business growth and the smart technology sector. The Premier of Sarawak, Dato' Patinggitan Sri Abang Joritun Openg, said in order for the objective to be realized, cooperation from the archive institution is crucial.
Saya difahamkan Arkib Negara Malaysia juga aktif melaksanakan pendigitalan bahan arsip dan saya amat mengalu-alukan perkongsian kepakaran digital secara kolaborasi peringkat persekutuan dan juga negeri dalam usaha untuk memastikan kelangsungan hayat khazanah warisan digital negara.
He said this in his tech speech read by the Minister of Tourism, Creative Industries and Performing Arts, Dato' Sri Abdul Karim Rawan Hamzah, during the inaugural ceremony of the National Archives building on Monday, November 14. At the same time, he said that the rapid development in the technology world has adverse effects on the archive institution. Elaborating further, he said that archive digitalization will give way for researchers from abroad access to study our preserved history.
Justru perkhidmatan yang ditawarkan bukan hanya melalui penyelidikan tetapi juga secara dalam talian bagi membolehkan maklumat diakses melangkaui sempadan masa dan juga tempat.
The Malaysia National Archives building in the state of Sarawak is the fifth in this country after Kedah, Perlis, Sabah, Wilayah Persekutuan, Pahang and Perak. Previously, the National Archives of Malaysia in the state of Sarawak was moved around several areas in Kuching before it acquired the 2.9-acre land in the Putrajaya area in 2001. Construction works began in 2017 and the archive building was ready by April 1, 2022. The 27 million ringgit building holds a total of 246,026 archive materials, including the Sarawak Regional Broadcasting Department record, the Royal Customs and Excise Malaysia Sarawak's record, and the Rajang Area Security Command RASCOM record.
Located approximately 275 kilometers from Kuching, Batang is one of the destinations in Sarawak, blessed with scenic views and is among the oldest Iban settlements in Sarawak. However, it yearns for immediate attention in terms of development. Now, currently at the scene are our reporter Adlina Rahman and videographer Zaim Zarfan, who will bring us the updates.
Thank you, Razi. I'm currently reporting live from Batang, where, as you can see, the weather is clear and it's a perfect place to relax. However, a few hours ago, it was raining heavily, and I managed to talk to some of the villagers who actually live in the rural area of Batang over there at the jetty of Batang. And according to them, the only way to get to their village is by riding a traditional longboat, which would then take about 1 to 2 hours to get from here to where they live. And some of them voices out their concern for their safety, as the journey is not always an easy one due to the strong current in the river and amplified again by the heavy rain. And not only that, these boats are also used to transport items and such as home items and groceries, which they would also have to consider in terms of the weight of the items and the passenger for safety purposes. And one of the villagers I managed to interview, Roy Juing, mentioned that one-way trip costed him about 10 ringgit, which meant that these villagers would have to pay around 20 ringgit per trip. So imagine how much they would have to pay if they have to make a frequent trip from where they live to the Lubo Antu town. And Roy also wished that one day they will have a more safe and better transportation alternative. I guess that is all the updates I can give you for now. Don't forget to catch the full report on Utama TVS at 8 p.m. tonight. at channel 122 Astro and MyTV. I'm Adlina Rahman and VG Zaim Zarfan reporting from TVS Lubo Antu.
That was Nina reporting from Lubo Antu. Moving on, the construction of Batang Ramungan Bridge is set to reach completion by March 2023. Now, upon the completion of the project, the 560-meter structure is set to connect Lundu district to the state capital. Now, this project had been highly anticipated not only by the residents in Lundu district and Samatan sub-district, but also those in Kuching. Let's hear what they have to say.
Ya, mendatangkan faedah lah juga. Munnya molah benda ya. Satu mun danya dah dibuka memang danya rasa memang gembira danya. Sebab danya ya macam ni rasa banggalah dirinya sebabnya dapat dah benda nak dipinta danya semua ada dah, dapat dah.
Perasaan kami gembira lah. Memang gembira sebab keselamatan kita terjamin. Sebab bila kita pakai feri tu hati-hati kita rasa takut. Rasa gembira bila dapat tahu bisa ada jembatan baru. Tapi sekarang tu on the way dah siap lah. Diharapkan bila GPS tu menang, harapnya akan teruskan lah macam Pen Borneo.
Yang mana?
Sekarang gini tu Pen Borneo dah dapat dijalankan dah. Dapat kita ulang-alik dari situ Kuching pergi ke Muka, pergi ke Sibu, semua dapat.
Meanwhile, with the completion of the project, it would save travelling time between Kuching and Lundu as travellers would no longer have to wait in queues for the ferry service.
Sejak adanya macam jalan raya menuju ke Lundu dengan adanya jembatan dari Ramungan, walaupun ianya belum siap pada masa itu, kami harap kerajaan cepat-cepatlah menyegerakan segerakan pembangunan ya supaya rakyat mudah untuk pergi ke Lundu.
Apart from facilitating travel, this bridge would also boost the socio-economic activities of the people along the Lundu Sampadi areas. The bridge project is also included under the 896-kilometer Sarawak Coastal Road development set for completion in 2025.
Chief Political Secretary to the Premier of Sarawak, Fazruddin Abdul Rahman, said that the Sarawak Democratic Action Party DAP Chairman Chong Cheng Jen is either very forgetful or feigns forgetfulness when Chong challenged GPS leaders to name federal-funded projects that the PH coalition government had cancelled. Fazruddin expressed his disappointment in the fact that DAP and PH are resorting to denial and washing their hands of their sins to the people of Sarawak in an effort to gain voters' trust in GE15, when in reality the projects were indeed cancelled, but a number of them were continued instead by the state government.
Fazruddin asserted that in 2018, Chong admitted PH cancelled the projects and tried to manipulate the matter by labelling the desperately needed infrastructure projects as hot air projects. He continued by saying Chong failed to fulfill his own promise of continuing these projects, speculating that Chong's pleas to the AP leader Lim Guang Ang to get these projects continued were shut down, forcing him to obey and toe the party line. Fazruddin also said that in 2019, Chong not only once again admitted that the projects were cancelled, but also insulted the people of Sarawak by telling them not to be crybabies about it. Fazruddin finished by saying as far as the Sarawakian people are concerned, they do not forgive nor forget the AP and PH over the harsh treatment of Sarawak, despite their denial.
Minggu lepas, 8 peserta.
Tak salah sebut, kamera tahu yang salah. Awak finishing awak kurang.
Siapakah 8 peserta seterusnya?
Lagu ni awak marah ke? Tak faham lagi ni.
Yang bakal bertarung. Getaran Jiwa, siaran langsung 8.45 malam setiap Jumaat hanya di TVS.
Welcome back. With 5 days away from the 15th general election, some postal voters overseas claim that they have yet to receive their ballot papers. The postal vote registration for overseas voters was closed on October 23rd. And some claim that their postal vote will only arrive on election day itself. For that, we have Douglas Elliott in Putrajaya to fill us in on the issue. Douglas, take it away.
We're just 5 days away from the 15th general election, and the early voting is set to begin tomorrow for the members of the Royal Police and the Malaysian Armed Forces. Earlier, the Election Commission announced that the closing date for the postal voting applications were on October 23rd for overseas Malaysian voters. The ballots were supposed to be sent out to the Malaysian overseas voters by November 7. And depending on where they live, it may take around 1 week for the postal vote to arrive. However, a quick check on Twitter this morning found that voters who had registered as postal voters almost a week ago were disappointed as they have yet to receive their ballot papers up until today. TVS, we've contacted the EC to get their comment on the matter. However, the EC has yet to respond to our queries. Now, still on postal ballots, Caretaker Law Minister Dato Sri Wan Junaidi Tuanku Jaafar said that there is nothing wrong or out of the ordinary has occurred in the postal voting for the armed forces. Adding that postal ballot papers for the armed forces members had been issued since last Monday. He said it is a normal process for general election and that the returning officer had been informed of this matter. What's important, he said, is that the postal ballot must reach the office of the returning officer by 5 p.m. on election day, which is this upcoming Saturday. He said this in response to Pakatan Harapan Chairman Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim on Friday that military and postal voters in Berak, Pahang had already casted their votes. Arazi, I think that is all the quick update we have for you tonight. So be sure to tune in tomorrow where we'll be go on full-on coverage of the early voting. Only on Malaysia Decides, right here only on TVS. Back to you, Razi.
Thank you, Douglas. Douglas will, of course, be bringing further updates on this development. Now, in other news, Selangor constituency voters will be the real winners if they cast their votes for GPS candidate Edwin Banta come polling day on November 19th. Now, its election director, Dato Amar Douglas Uga Embas, who was present to drum up support for the candidate, pointed out that Edwin is a good-hearted person and plans to pull Selangor out of its current state.
He said during a Meet the People session at Rumah Sigan in Ulu Sungai Arip on Sunday. Uga added that Edwin had also planned to organize impactful socio-economic activities aimed at generating income and improving the standard of living for its constituents. As such, the Deputy Premier kam Parti Pesaka Bumiputra Bersatu PBB, Deputy President stressed that the candidate deserves everyone's full support for his vision, his political beliefs and his commitment to serve.
See the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates both locally and internationally. For more headlines, anytime, just head on to our official website at tvstv.my or follow us on our social media platforms. And don't forget to catch our comprehensive discussion on GE15 with our daily coverage of Malaysia Decides at 10 a.m., 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. daily. Well, that's all the time we have for TVS News at 5. I'm Razi Ahmad. Thank you for watching.